Okay, it's unfortunate we've missed so much time. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the next exercise, but I'm going to give you a few more tips than other groups may have had. Hopefully you can all still remember how to log into Python Anywhere. If you've forgotten your usernames and passwords, there's not a lot I can do to help you. You can create a new account. There's also another website that you might want to create an account on called repl.it. And that is I'm starting to believe is a slightly nicer environment for us to program in, but you do need to sign in to a new account, which I haven't got. I'm not going to spend the time getting you to set up. So what we'll do is we'll stick to the Python Anywhere. If you need to create a new account, that's the first thing. You need a Python environment you can use. And if you remember on Python, you've got a dashboard. If we check in the consoles, let's just make sure I've got nothing running. So I've got two programs running at the moment. I want to get rid of them. So I press close. Now, if you look at the exercise you've got, it does actually say you should be saving this as a program, a .py file. I'll put it in. So writing a program, there'll be a note in here. Okay, there's the note that you need. We're going to create a file. So we don't actually work directly in the console now. What we do is we go back into Files. And what I would suggest in yours, you'll probably see them a little bit side by side like that. What I would suggest, you will have a lot less programs. I suggest you create a directory called Python for yourself. I've already got a directory set up for you, each of the classes. So I'm going to go into one of my Python directories. I happen to choose the class that's got this stuff. So we've already done the exercise 1 print PY. Now we need to create a file, which can be either exercise 2 input.py or the file name suggested there. Okay, and we click on New File. Okay, once we've created a new file, I'm going to zoom mine back in again now, so you can see what I'm typing. Remember, a couple of things in the programs, they are listed here. Things we should always make sure we are doing. So variable names need to be meaningful. So when we're talking about getting somebody's full name or surname from the keyboard or the user, we need to use a variable that means that. And we should use comments. Now, every program should really begin with a comment. And this program is basically register a person on a journey, an unexpected journey. You can put your name on the second line as another comment, so hashtags, or as you found out this week, the Octothorpe is a hashtag. If you use that, you can create a comment. Now, I like to do comments based upon blocks of code rather than every single line. If every single line needs commenting, then there's something with either the people reading your programs or the way the complex structures you are using. Python's designed to read as English. But I will break this program into two parts. The first part is I'll get user input, get their details, and a user output. Confirm the details. So we should always, if someone's registering onto a site, you would normally expect them to type things in. Now, that's as far as I'm going to go directly with these commands. you need to think the commands I'm about to show you. So I'm going to save it and I'm going to run it. What are they for? What are they doing? So I'm going to give you a couple of example things that I would expect to see come into this. And the first one is to get some information from a user. If you want to get, actually we want to display something to them, so we'll just set up a name or a species, a text. So a group, and we're going to say we're doing the Hobbit group first. So that is created a variable called group and set the value to Hobbit. So this will store something in memory and then allow us to put something there. So if I tell us to print group with no quotes, it doesn't immediately error. If I tried saying print Hobbit with no quotes, we would get an error. A name error, name Hobbit has not been defined. But if I do that for group, it knows what a group is now, and it would print out Hobbit. So that's a variable. So suppose I want to get that name, that species from the user. I could type in group equals, and we could have an input. Now input with just empty brackets. It just sits there and waits. What it's actually waiting for is me to type in something. So I could type in human. And now when I say print group, it now has changed that variable group to being human. If I do the thing again and say elf, I can print group elf. Now there's a couple of problems for this as a program. Remember, just a waiting prompt doesn't help you type anything in. So to help type something in, what you might want to say is give some message first. And you might be tempted to do that as a print, as a direct string. So print register for a journey. So it'll display that message. And then you might want to do the name. Now I will put this into the program in a minute. So the group equals input, and we're going to ask, what race are you? Now, because we're talking about the Shire, using that phrasing is not seen as bad. What race are you? Everybody was all proud of their different species. So, what race are you? I'm going to say I'm an orc. So an orc probably wouldn't want to be on their journey on their side, but I can still print out the group to say orc. Okay, so I'm going to use those commands and put them in here. So the first part is I'm just going to tell the user what we are doing. It's always wise to let the user know what the purpose of the program is as well. So register for an unexpected journey. And then the second part is we're going to get the group from the user. So we're going to ask them to type something in by using input. What race are you, or what species? And we're going to confirm. Confirmed. And whatever group this is. So this is going to print out a title, ask for a group, print out that you've been confirmed. So we save and we run. Register for an unexpected journey. What race are you? I'll go back to being a human. Confirmed a human. Now there's a last part in this that in section 3 it suggests you find out about these commands: upper, lower, and title, and they will help you put doubts in a specific format. So if I wanted always for the group to be in lowercase, the command is .lower with brackets on it. .lower with just an empty set of brackets. What that says is, on the string group, run the command lower. Save it, run it, and this time I'm going to claim I'm an elf. Notice I typed everything with capital letters, but it's printed it out in lowercase. That's the purpose of the lower function. Try and be a bit more inventive with them. Make sure your variable names are meaningful. Put your comments in. Please copy all code. So supposing this was my whole code, copy the code into the code box. So copy, go to the code area, right click and press paste, and do the same thing for your running program. So there's one, copy, doesn't give me the menu, so I'll have to just check Control-C and paste. Yeah. And this side's already formatted. If you really want to get fancy, you can do add-ons, code blocks, start. And you can tell it to format this Python code using that tool. Yeah, and I've now got nicely formatted work in my document. Make sure you save it, and I should be able to see these at the ends of the lesson because of the way I've shared the file with you. Okay, so do go away and have a look at them. Think about what you can do to improve your commands. How can you make the program better? So things like register for an unexpected journey, confirm what people are. Please be careful with what you type. If you make an error, so I'm going to put an error in. Let's run it. Do read the error message. So what race are you? Let's go back to Hobbit. And when I type, it says name group lower is not defined. So that tells me that it thinks is a variable, but I've not told it about it. But it also tells me where, and it says in line 10. In line 10, group lower, yeah, that should have a dot. So I'll save it and I'll run it. And this time, hopefully, it will fix for human. And it's confirmed a human. Okay, there's your program.